Good morning, everyone. Thanks for logging in and joining us for this session that we're going to be doing. So we're revisiting a bit of the strength endurance work that we did in the last block. The session's going to go for about an hour, and it's going to be along the following lines. So we're going to do a bit of a warm-up, just gradually increasing the intensity. Then there'll be a little bit of a spike. Short, sharp effort just to get our heart rate nice and high. Then we're going to settle into the bulk of the workout, which is 2 10-minute blocks with a rest in between of SE effort. Now, each of those 10-minute blocks is going to be divided into 2 5-minute blocks. And the difference between one and the other will be that we're just going to drop our cadence that little bit more. Cadence for our first 5-minute block will be at about 65, and then the second one will be the same power output, but a little bit lower at, say, 60, so you might need to go up a gear. But we'll talk through that as we go. So for now, we're just going to do just a gentle 6-minute warm-up before we sort of start to ramp it up a little bit. Alrighty. Time to plug the music in. So this early part of the warm-up, most of the warm-up actually, will be in a nice light gear, nice high cadence. That's it, we'll just gently increase the output. This should still be fairly easy. So it might have been a little while since some people have been on the trainer because the weather's been so good. So just use this warm-up part just to get used to it, get familiar. Sometimes our posture tends to be a little bit different on the trainer. Might get a bit more hunched over, or we look down a lot more because we don't need to look where we're going. Let's concentrate during this session on good form, good posture, looking where we're going like we would if we were on the road. That's it, just a little bit more power through the pedals, ever so gradual increase. Okay, so we're 5 minutes in. Respiratory rate should be creeping up. Heart rate should be creeping up too. So in 50 seconds, what we're going to do is we're going to do 1 minute, and it's going to be a good solid push. So if you're playing with power, it's a VO2, so it's above your threshold. It's only 60 seconds. Don't smash it, but still good, nice high power output. It's only for a minute. Should give you a bit of a bump steer there, but a minute to go. Okay, nice and easy just for the minute. Use this minute to get a bit of water in before we do our 1 minute solid effort. Nice and cruisy. Spin the legs out. So we'll be going in 20 seconds, and we're just going to gradually build the power up. No standing up and smashing it. So above threshold. So harder than that sweet spot stuff that we've been doing around the lake. It's a good solid push. Going in 2, 1, up we go. Let's build it up. Build it up. Still a nice good cadence. We're not doing our strength endurance yet. Everyone should have no problems at all holding this sort of intensity for a minute. "20 seconds to go, and then we're going to go into 2 minutes of just nice easy rolling. Three, 2, 1, drop it right off. Nice and cruisy. Okay, should be puffing a little bit by the end of that. Legs should be pretty much close to fully warmed up by now. In this 2 minute period as well, grab a bit more water. A minute left of this easy spinning. And then we're going to go into a 4-minute block of sweet spot. So that's that stuff we've been doing at Albert Park. You can hold it for an extended period of time. So it's sub-threshold if you're playing with power. Sort of that 90% effort compared to your threshold. If you're going off feel, it's probably a 7.5 to 8 out of 10. Like, you could hold it for quite a while. You'll be comfortably uncomfortable. The 4 minutes of it shouldn't be too much of an ask for everyone. And we are going in 3, 2, 1. We just build it back up. So it's not as hard as that 1 minute effort that we did. It's just shy of that. Should feel a lot easier than that too. It's good to have low goals. Okay, 4 minutes, we just settle in. Okay, we're about a minute in. Bit of a posture check. Are you comfortable on the bike? Strong through the core, light with the handlebars. Still a nice light cadence. There'll be a good 20 minutes total of nice big gear slow cadence to work on later. Alright, less than a minute and a half to go. We want to be nice and rhythmic with our breathing. Don't want to be getting short of breath. Full breaths. We've got about 30 seconds to go. Then we get a 3 minutes rolling the legs over. Ten seconds. That's it, finish it off. Plenty of rest coming. 3, 2, 1, we're done. All right, easy gears. Drop it right back. Keep the legs ticking over. Whew. Should be warm now. All right, use this time to get some water in. Okay, so the next bit is going to be 2 5-minute blocks back to back of SE. Now the power output isn't particularly high. Okay, so it's sort of a little bit less power output than sweet spot. To put it into perspective, it's like climbing a gradual climb, being told to do it for 10 minutes. It's a nice steady gradient in a big gear holding form. Okay, so the first 5 minutes is at about 65 cadence. Then the second 5, we're going to slow it down that little bit more, which will probably mean clicking up 1 gear harder. So think it's a nice long gradual climb on Q Boulevard when we do our SEs out and back. That long one like you're climbing back towards our meeting point. That sort of gradient. Judge your intensity accordingly, knowing that you're going to be doing 10 minutes. Now please, form, form, form. No rocking like this in a big gear. No side to side. And think of your knees. If they start to hurt, start to get aching, you can drop it back to an easier gear, up your cadence if you need to. So we're going to be going in 10 seconds. Alrighty, so we'll build into it. 1, off we go. You might need to go into the big chain ring on your trainer. Big chain ring, depending on how hard your trainer resistance is. Might have to play around with the gears a bit to get just the right feeling. The 5 minutes settling in. This won't be hard cardio-wise. Target cadence 65. So you won't be short of breath and panting and not be able to talk, but it's like long, slow squats. Your legs should start to feel a bit of a burn towards the end of the first 5, if not a little bit sooner. Great work, gang. Nice and smooth. If you see me rocking in the video, tell me off. Almost like you could balance a bowl of water on your head. Which for me, it'd be a big bowl, because I've got a big head. Nice and smooth. So when I'm doing SE efforts, I like to move my bum just half an inch back towards the back of the seat, and then visualise that I'm pushing the pedals almost away from me towards the front of the bike rather than just straight down. I also try and picture my feet going in big circles rather than turning a small circle. That way I can engage almost all the way through the pedal stroke as much as I can. Alright, we're coming up to halfway through the first 5 minutes. Nice and relaxed on the handlebars. Should be well and truly in a rhythm by now. Alrighty, 45 seconds. So once again, you shouldn't be totally out of breath by any means. But I feel like I've been climbing a really long set of stairs. Slowly. So my legs are feeling it. But I know I can keep going. So in 20 seconds time, we're going into the second 5-minute block, which is pedaling that 5 cadence, 5 RPM lower, so down into the sort of 60, maybe even a little bit below it, if your body can handle it. So this is the real grindy of it. So for me to keep that similar output, I have to change gears to 1 gear harder, but I'm pedaling slower now. Now I can feel the difference. It's almost like the road's kicked up a bit. But still, same form, relaxed, light on the handlebars. So there's a little prompt. Have a look at your cadence. Is it creeping back up to where it was before? I'm going to keep it that little bit lower. We're generating a lot of torque through the cranks, through our muscles. They're actually recruiting a lot of fast twitch fibres just over and over and over again. They're the ones that are going to actually add to our strength in the longer term. Okay, I've just realised that I'm starting to rock a little bit. But to settle down, I'm going to spend the next minute or two concentrating on that. If you can't see on the screen on the left-hand side, where it has what's coming up, after we finish this 5-minute block, we get a 5-minute recovery. That needs to be in a nice light gear, loosening the legs back up because they should be, how do we call it, feeling a bit juicy at the moment. So 2.5 minutes to go. One minute to go. Bit of a system check. Nice and light at the handlebars. No slouching. Long and strong through the core, all engaged. Okay, I'm feeling this now. My legs are looking forward to a bit of light spinning. Five, 3, 2, 1. Great, drop it off. Probably out of the big chain ring if you were in it. Smaller gear. 5 minutes of spinning the legs. So I think if you've done that right, you would have been looking forward to the 10 being over. And now that you're in a smaller gear, be quite surprised how good your legs are feeling straight away. Still got 5 minutes. Plenty of time to loosen the legs up and get water into you at least once or twice. That's it, nice high cadence, light legs. But I'm just going to do a bit of stand up, just to stretch for a bit, keep the legs sticking over. I don't mind shifting around a little bit on the saddle, alleviate some pressure. It is that little bit harder when you're on the trainer and locked into that one position. Okay, so the next block for two 5-minute blocks is going to repeat what we did before. Might not be the most stimulating mentally this session, but doing this basically 20 minutes of SE is fantastic. Very difficult to get that done outside on the road, unless you go up to Bright. Oh, we've got a minute and a half to go. So if you haven't already, have a bit of a drink. Ooh. Yeah. All right, we've got 25 seconds to go. So as the interval starts, if you need to, you might need to shift up into the big chain ring, build that power back up to where you need it to. Cadence, once again, is going to be about 65 for the first 5 minutes. 2, 1, let's do it. Alrighty, I like to flap around with my gears a bit. I'm roughly at the right cadence. A target of 65. Now if you're, should have mentioned this before, if you don't have cadence on your bike, 1, get it, and 2, is 60-65. It's pretty much a rhythm. You can just count it out and get into a rhythm. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. 2.5 minutes to go in this 5-minute block. System check. Am I rocking? Feel nice and steady, but I'm relaxed. If you don't have a mirror or a screen to check whether you're bobbing, there'll be a shadow of you around, no doubt, because you're exercising inside. Have a glance at your shadow, see if the upper body's moving up and down, fore and aft. We don't want this, and we don't want this. Nice and steady. Alright, I don't know about you, this first 5-minute block's going through pretty quick. My legs felt like they've recovered well, but I feel the challenge is going to be in this next 5. If you want to, you can always move your hands around on the bars, particularly on SEs. You can sit up nice and tall with your hands on the flats. Nice relaxed elbows. And after a while, you might want to move back onto the hoods. Just make sure that you still stay nice and tall. You don't want to transition from the being tall on the flats to hunching down like this. Okay? Nice and tall, long through the torso. Alrighty. 5 seconds left in this 5-minute block. Alrighty. So I'll be going up 1 gear, but slowing my cadence. Trying to put out that same power. Okay, I can feel the difference straight away. Just that little bit more of a grind. I'm really concentrating on smoothing out my pedal stroke. Dropping my heel at the bottom of every pedal stroke means my glutes have to engage. Alright, is my cadence where it needs to be? Check. Am I nice and light on the bars? Yep, now I am. Alright, we got a bit over 3 minutes of this to go. Alrighty. We're getting there. Good work, guys. Am I still? Ask yourself. Nice and long through the torso. Alrighty, final minute of LSE. No need to rev it up. Try and punch out some big numbers. Just stay in that nice groove that you've got. Down at the 60 cadence mark is what we're after. Seconds. Then we're going into 5 minutes of just easy cruising. And we're done. You're up and down. Small chain ring. Nice light gear. As soon as you're able, bring your cadence back up. Light gear, high speed, legs. Oh, my legs are starting to feel better already. Be sure to drink. So this isn't our warm down yet. As you may or may not have seen on the left of the screen there, after this 5 minutes, it comes to an end. We're going to do 2 minutes at that VO2 max type effort. So the same sort of intensity that we did way back towards the start when we went hard for a minute, but we're going to hang on for 2. Now this is not a low cadence one. This is a nice, good, natural high cadence that you have. Sort of 90 plus would be good. We want to snap the legs out of the 20 minutes of grind that they've just done. Fire up our heart and lungs for the one last little bash. And then we go down into cool down. I'm looking at Zwift. The weather must be bad because I see 1,200 people Zwifting at the moment. Zwift will be happy about that. Alrighty, 2 minutes to go. So, 2 minutes of good VO2 push. Might be a bit of a shock to the legs after you've done that big block of SE. Get some water in. We'll be going relatively hard, so maybe don't have a sip of water just as you're about to start. Just keep in mind that this is the last effort that we will be doing. And a bit more of a stretch. You might have seen on screen there, finished with a high cadence effort. That doesn't mean crazy spinning, not going anywhere. Because we want to be generating good power, but at a high cadence. We will be going in 40 seconds. 2 minutes. You've all got this. So use the first 10-15 seconds to build the power up. And then we're going to hold that right through to the 2 minute mark. Alrighty, we're going to finish strong. We made the effort to do the trainer session. Let's go for it. Here we go. Alright, you should be at your target output intensity now. Now we were concentrating on good form and nice and still upper body when we were doing the SEs. We do that because we want to make sure that it becomes instinctive when we're doing hard efforts like this. So nice and still, calm up top, working hard down the bottom. And look at that, a minute to go. You can see the finish line. Hold strong. No heads down looking at the road. We're looking up the road. Come on guys, commit to it, 30 seconds. $20. Come on, chase, chase, chase. Five, 2, 1. Boom. Done. Drop it down. Not totally. We're going to ease our way back down the cassette. We're into our cool down. We've got a 10 minutes cool down. But if you're short of time, you can shorten the cool down. Just make sure you're in a nice light gear for doing it. Spend at least a good couple of minutes spinning the legs out. And we're just going to slowly but surely reduce the intensity. So if we've dialed this in intensity-wise properly, I'm thinking for the rest of the day, you should feel it in your legs. Just a bit of resistance in your legs to every time you go up a stair. Every time you push off up a step, you'll go, oh, I can feel this morning's workout. That's when we've done it right. And here's the extra challenge. Just to put a little bit more load in your legs. Whenever you're taking the stairs today, 2 stairs at a time. Unless you've got really long legs, 3 steps at a time, nice and slow. Let me know how you go with that. I just hope you're not on the 50th floor of a building. Alright, so our heart rate should be slowly dropping down. Make sure you get water in as well. I'm nearly done. Now hopefully this video, actually, if you've got this far you know it's working, never mind. Oh, you know what's happening to my computer? Getting very slow. Oh. Technical issues. If it drops out. It won't. There we go. Technology. That's watching that heart rate slowly drop. Keeping the cadence nice and high. I'm at 95 at the moment. Just ticking over. In a pretty light gear. Now, putting these videos up on Facebook and YouTube means that we can't have music going in the background, which is really bad for you because these tunes I've got going, you're missing out. Who doesn't like I Like to Move It from the movie Madagascar? It's fantastic. Alright, 4.5 minutes if you're going to do the full 10. If not, yeah, thanks for jumping on and doing the session. You'll be better for doing it. Oh, and a plug. Sorry, Scotty Dog and Shari. Plug for the Giro night this Saturday. It's going to be great fun. The girls have put together what's no doubt going to be a really good night for everyone. If you haven't bought tickets, jump onto the page, have a look, or get in touch with the girls. You don't want to miss out. It's going to be ace. I should have started with that. Sorry, Scotty Dog. That's it, a little bit less. Just over 2 minutes to go. Should be feeling pretty comfortable now. Like you could just chat to someone if you needed to. Alrighty. 50 seconds to go and we're done. Three, two, one, and we are finito. Alrighty, thanks gang. See ya.